Hi everyone, I'm Dana Shibley with Verifyle. Here are 10 tips in 10 minutes for Verifyle users. If you're not familiar with Verifyle, then we suggest that you first watch the short video, Getting Started in Verifyle, on our YouTube channel. Also, all of you as CalCPA members should know that you have access to the premium version of Verifyle, Verifyle Pro, at no charge to you or anyone at all with whom you would like to share information, or from whom you would like to receive an electronic signature. Tip number 1, raise your situational awareness by using timing indicators. Here I am inside the estate planning workspace thread, where I'm sharing information with 3 individuals. I can click on any of their names to see when they were last inside of this workspace thread. I can see that Lisa Lawyer has not yet been in here, but if I click on Christine Carson's name, I can see that she was last in here on Wednesday, April 20th at 9:05 a.m. Similarly, I can go over to the Documents column, select a particular document, click on the gear symbol next to it, then click on View Access History, where I can see that Lisa Lawyer and Sammy Spouse have not yet accessed the life insurance policy document, but Christine Carson has accessed it 9 times. And if I click here, I can see the exact dates and times when she accessed this document, giving me a sense perhaps for the intensity of interest that she has in this particular document, and also a sense for the recency of this information in her mind. Tip number 2, when to use private messages versus workspace threads. Here I am inside the Contacts area of Verifyle, where I can click on any of my contacts and immediately open up a simple, secure, one-to-one private messages communication with that individual. In this case, Christine Carson. In here, I can securely share messages back and forth with Christine, as well as any files. If at some point in my communication with Christine, it occurs to me that I'm going to need some higher level communication capabilities, such as the ability to involve multiple people in this communication, or the ability to have multiple threads in which I communicate with different people regarding different documents in each of those threads, then all I need to do is go to the Workspaces area to access those higher level communication capabilities. Here I've already created the workspace client Christine Carson, and if I click on it, I can see I'm inside the workspace client Christine Carson. And in here, I have 2 workspace threads in which I'm communicating with different people regarding different documents in each of those 2 workspace threads. Think of each of these workspace threads as a dynamic subfolder within the larger framework of the workspace client Christine Carson. And it's extremely convenient that the Verifyle system has taken the names of the people that I have inside of these workspace threads and added them automatically to the guests list here, where I can click on any of their names and have a secure one-to-one private messages communication with them, which I may already have begun with them from the contacts area. Tip number 3, protect yourself using session management. You can click on your name at the top right of your screen, then click on Account Settings, scroll down to Security Settings, and click on Session Management. There, you can use this handy slider to indicate to Verifyle the amount of time after which, if you have been inactive in your Verifyle system, Verifyle should automatically sign you out. This is extremely helpful for those of you who may forget to sign out of your Verifyle system from time to time. Tip number 4, how to optimize my home screen using sorting. Here I am looking at my list of workspaces. At any time, I can go over to the Sort tab near the top right of my screen, click on it, and sort by a number of different criteria, including workspace name, and also updated date or recency. In my Contacts tab, I can do the same by going over to the Sort tab, clicking on it, and sorting by a number of different criteria, including last name, email address, and recency. Tip number 5, how to optimize my home screen using archiving. Among my list of active workspaces here, let's say that one of them is a workspace that no longer needs to be top of mind for me, the Abel, Barnes, and Carruthers proposal workspace. All I need to do is click on the gear symbol and then click on Archive Workspace. You can see that that workspace is now gone from my active colored list of workspaces, but if I click on Archive here, I can see the workspace in gray in the archived area. And if I click on the gear symbol, I have the option to unarchive the workspace, which would move it back up into the active area at the top. And you should also know that if somebody were to add any new content into the workspace, such as a new file or a message, the workspace would automatically move back up into the active colored workspaces list. Tip number 6, how to store reference information in Verifyle using a workspace thread. You already know that inside the workspace client Christine Carson, I've created 2 workspace threads. I'm going to create a third one by clicking on the plus symbol here. There it is, my reference materials, which is private because no guests have access yet. And I can click on the paperclip symbol here and pull in a few documents. Which are now in secure encrypted storage inside of Verifyle, just for my reference, whenever I happen to be thinking about client Christine Carson. And as you've probably already guessed, if at any time in the future I would like to give someone else access to these documents, I can do so. Tip number 7, how to store information in Verifyle by creating a new workspace. Let's say that I would like to have a place where I can securely store and selectively share information regarding strategic planning for my organization. All I need to do is click on the plus symbol in the Workspaces tab, create a new workspace. There it is. And if I click on it, I can see that I'm inside of a blank workspace called Strategic Plan. And in here, as you can imagine, I can click on the plus symbol and add workspace threads such as monthly status reports, financing, staffing, into which I can add relevant information and selectively invite individuals to participate and collaborate inside each of those workspace threads. Tip number 8, access the document signing archive to see signature records. If I click on my name at the top right and then click on Signing Archive, I can see a list of documents for which I've requested and received an electronic signature or that I've signed myself. If I click on the gear symbol next to any of them, I can also click on View Signing Info, where I can see a full document signing audit report for that particular signature. Tip number 9. Here are 3 helpful steps for getting started in Verifyle if you haven't already done so. A, bulk upload your contacts. As you know, you can click on the plus symbol in the Contacts tab to individually add people's contact information. However, you can also bulk import contact information to Verifyle using the CSV file format, which is the standard file format used by software companies to export and import contact information. If you do so, it will immediately populate your entire contacts list so that you can quickly and easily have a secure one-to-one communication with any of them. It also makes it much easier to build out your workspaces. If you need a little help importing a CSV file to Verifyle, feel free to go to youtube.com and type in Verifyle contacts, where you'll see a mini tutorial video that will help you out with that. B, I want to send a regular old email to all of my contacts, my clients, letting them know that from this point forward, I will be communicating with them in Verifyle in order to keep their information safe and secure. C, I want to put something inside of Verifyle for my clients, even if that's just a welcome message, because that triggers an automatic email alert invitation to each of those clients, giving them an immediate reason to go into Verifyle very seamlessly without feeling like they're going through some onerous setup process, and then be met by my warm welcome message and perhaps some other information that I put inside of Verifyle. What I don't want to do is invite people into Verifyle and put them into a situation where there's no information there waiting for them at all. That's not a good first experience. Tip number 10, do not put all of your clients in a single workspace. It quickly becomes very complicated. Rather, use a separate workspace for each client, particularly for each client with whom you have complex communications, characterized by moving a lot of information back and forth, potentially having several people involved, or having multiple threads of communication. However, feel free to use private messages for clients where you have more simple communication needs. Also, know that as a CalCPA member, you have access to the legacy version of Verifyle Pro, providing you with 1,500 workspaces instead of just 30. And those are your 10 tips. Thank you.